Hey everybody, I am so excited today to be showing you how you can make your own hat like this. I got this hat blank at Ross. It was only $10 and it was super cute. They also had some black ones there, so that would be a great place to look for a hat. I also have a pair of scissors and some dried flowers. I'm using straw flower, but you can use whatever dried flowers you have. I also have this ribbon. It's kind of like a herringbone stitch almost, and I just really thought it would look cute with this. I also have my hot glue gun. That is all you will need for this project. So the first thing we're going to do is add our ribbon. You don't have to add a ribbon. I just thought since the hat was completely blank, it would add a nice breakup in the color. So I just thought it would look really good like that. I'm just going to cut off the end to make sure this one has a piece of tape on it, but it'll also make sure you have a nice clean end for your hat. And then I'll just add a little bit of hot glue to the ribbon and press it on gently. You want to make sure it's straight. And then once it is cooled down, you can start wrapping your ribbon. And if you had a wider ribbon, you might just want to do this one time, but I decided since this was a pretty narrow ribbon, I wanted to do it a few times. Just gently wrapping. And I didn't worry about hot gluing anywhere else besides at the ends, and I think it'll be fine because it's pretty tight on there. But you can always add a few dabs of hot glue around if you're worried that it's going to fall off. So once you get it wrapped around as many times as you want, you can cut the end and then secure it down. And right here you can see where the back of my hat is, and I kind of want my flowers on the front right side, not in the very front, but on the side. So that's where I decided to cut my ribbon off at so that I can cover it with my flowers. So once you figure out where you want your flowers at, you can cut your ribbon and then you can glue the end down. So now that we have the ribbon on, I'm just going to start adding my dried flowers, and like I always do, I'm going to lay them out first and kind of play around with it and see what I think looks good as far as like the shape of how they'll all be put together, and also like the colors and just the placement. You can skip this step if you want, if you have a really solid idea in your head. And I did have an idea in my head, it's just that all of them are so differently shaped, not shaped, but like the sizes and the depth of them. So some of these ones are a lot more pointy and some of them are more flat. So I just kind of wanted to see how it was going to turn out. And like some of the other projects we've done on this channel, when you're hot gluing, especially to material like this, you don't want to have to pull the glue off because it can ruin your materials. So I kind of have a little bit of a good idea of what I want to do. So I'm just going to start with these 3 right here and start fastening them on one by one. And like I was saying earlier, I'm using straw flower, but you could use any dried flowers you have. You could also add in like branches or barley or some other types of grasses and materials like that. But I just wanted to kind of keep it simple, and I love straw flowers, and I thought the colors went super well with this hat. They just matched so nicely. So I'm just carefully adding them. And then with the hot glue, you have to remember that it takes a minute to cool down. So if you just let go of it, it might not be stuck to it when it dries. Which can be annoying if you're an impatient person like me. I just like to keep going, but I have to slow down and just like hold it on there until the glue is cooled down. Okay, so now that I have those 3, I'm just going to start placing the next row. And I kind of wanted it to be like a really wide placement and then kind of like taper down to the sides, if that makes sense. So I'm just continuing to add them on where I want them. It doesn't have to be perfect. The placement doesn't have to be perfect. It looks so cute. So as you'll see here, I kind of started with the bigger flowers and then I went back through with the small ones to kind of fill in the gaps. It's a really good thing if you have a lot of sizes for whatever materials you're using. That way you can do the larger ones first and then kind of just fill it in where you need to. And if you see an empty spot, you'll have something to put there. You can see it's really coming together now. Got a lot of those main ones put on. I'm just filling in those little gaps. You could also add something like feathers onto it, or really whatever natural materials you want. Just really make it your own. Alright, you guys, so here it is. It looks so good and I love these colors. I love straw flower and they just went so well with this hat. If you guys make this project, I would love to have you tag me on Instagram. I will leave my info in the description box, and I hope you guys enjoyed this project. I will see you guys soon for our next DIY.